Morning everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to the Wednesday class. Got Dinah with me today in the chat.
I'll be chatting.
So if you have any questions or anything happens you need help with, then please put it in the chat. In the meantime, just say hi in the chat, and Pascal from The Hague. Wow, okay. Antonia, Bex is there, Sally, everyone's tuning in. Oh my goodness, we've got people from all over the world. Catherine from Vienna, hi there. Great to have you all in. Can you believe it? We're only 2 weeks away from our first anniversary. Very soon it's going to be a whole year that we've been doing these Wednesday classes. Can you believe it? Okay, and we've seen some amazing changes. We've been through lots of different experiences together. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday to do the class. So without further ado, I think what we'll do is Diana will disappear, and we're doing scanning. I'm going to ask you a question I haven't asked you for a while. After we've done the scanning, we're going to do a whole body scan, then we'll tune into the heaters, we'll find out which zone you're in, and then we'll design the exercises around you as a group. Okay, so here we go. First off, we're going to just tune into our whole body energy. If you've got your piece of paper ready to do your recording, I'm just going to stand and get ready to tune in. We're going to just scan through our body from the top, right away from the top of our head, down through our head, through our jaw, through the throat, down through the arms, through our whole chest area, down into the diaphragm, through the hips, and down through the knees, down into the ankles and the feet. Okay, so we're just going to scan through and just pick a few areas that really stand out as either being blocked, or maybe you've got some discomfort there, or maybe some weakness. We're just going to take a moment to do that. But while we're doing the checking, what I'd like to do this week is do something we haven't done for a few weeks, which is just to see whether you feel you are feeling really heavy and your energy is basically sinking down like this, or whether you're feeling a bit ungrounded and you're kind of floating up like this, or do you feel kind of nicely balanced in the middle? Okay, let's just take a moment just to check in whether you think you're floating up, sinking down. And then we can adjust the exercises to get that balance, because we don't want to be too and we don't want to be too depressed either and low and kind of sinking down. So we can adjust that as we go. So let's draw our whole body scan first of all. I've got a few things I need to work on this week. And if you come to the classes regularly, it's a really great thing once a week just to check in, just to spend a moment just checking and seeing how you are, if there's anything you need to release. And then as we go through the exercises, I know what I'll be doing. I'll be making sure that when I get to those bits of my body that need work, I'm going to really concentrate on them. So just scanning through again. Yep. Okay, very good. Okay, so you should have your whole body scan. This is what mine looks like. You can see I really need help. But just thinking about whether we felt like we were going up or down, I'm going to run a poll. I'm going to run a poll and ask you, do you feel like you're going up or down? If I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go. Is your energy too up, too down, or about right? Okay, I'm going to share that. I just want to find out whether you feel you're kind of too up and ungrounded, a little bit up, about balanced, or whether you feel a bit low, a kind of down and heavy, or very low and down. Let's just have a look and see. Now, this is very, very interesting indeed, because we haven't done this for a while. And the few times we've done it in the last few months, we've got pretty much an even distribution curve. So we've had the majority in the about balanced. And what's happened is very, very significant, because if you can see now that the whole distribution has definitely shifted down to feeling too down and too heavy. And that means that quite a lot of us in the group, in fact, we've got 50% of you either feel very too much down, which basically means we've lost the head-top connection, which in Qi Gong terms is really important for keeping the spirits open, keeping a positive attitude. And that's really significant. As I said before, we've had a perfect distribution. We've had the majority in the about balanced stage. So we're going to make sure that we look after you today and make sure that we can kind of lift you up. And that's something we'd like to check in with at the end of the session. Wow, this is absolutely incredible. That is an incredible shift. And I think it reflects the, the fact that the pandemic's been going for so long now. Really going to have to help ourselves with that one. Okay, great. So now it's time to check in with the burners so we can find out which burners we need to work on as a group, because we've really got to do something about that. Okay, we need lightness. We need to connect with the heavens. Let's find out what's going on with the burners. And again, this has been a real surprise as it's evolved over the last few months, how it's shifted quite dramatically at times, depending on the lockdown situation. So let's just take a moment to tune into our burners. And just to remind you, the lower burner here is below the navel, right the way round and into the sacrum, okay? So let's first of all tune into the lower burner. I'm just going to close my eyes for a second. If you'd like to do it with me, and just relax. And just tune in and see what it's like, see what that lower burner is like. Okay, very good. All right, got that? Now, if you had to turn that into a picture, what would that be like? And again, we're going to draw that into the lower box. And if you've been coming to the classes for a while, you probably felt some changes as the weeks have gone on. And what we're looking for in the lower burner is a kind of solid, not too blocked, but solid and firm, and a kind of calm feeling. We don't want any heat or any feelings of cold down there. Okay, so that's the lower burner. Very good, got that. Okay, so now we're going to go up onto the middle burner. That's this one. Okay, and we're going to just tune in around here. I know I've had a few months ago, I was having a lot of tension around here. It's a bit better today, but we're going to tune into the whole middle burner. I'm going to close our eyes and just see how you feel in this area here. Okay, closing our eyes, tuning in. Okay, and turn that into a picture. And we're going to just draw that into the middle box here. Okay, and again, what that should feel like is kind of flexible, a flexible feeling, not too much heat. And what you don't want is you don't want tightness or tension in the middle burner, which is what can happen when the emotions get stuck into that area. All right, so now it's the upper burner. Let's see how we're doing today, shall we? So this is the whole chest area, the lungs and the heart. So we're tuning into this whole area here. Okay. Going inside. And this upper burner should feel kind of spacious, not too dry, definitely not hot, and definitely not obstructed. So just tune into your upper burner and see what that's like. Okay, got it? Okay, then we can draw that in. I know which burner I'm going to be working on today, but let's see what the group, what you as a group come up with, because then we can map that against the tendency to go down. Okay, if you voted for too ungrounded, don't worry, because we're going to cover that as well in the exercises. We'll cover both aspects, and I'll talk you through how you can correct that feeling of floating up or floating down too much. Okay, right, ready for the 3 burner poll? Okay, can't wait for this. Let's find out which of these 3 burners would you most like to work on today. which burner. Let's just see where we've got to, because this has really been fluctuating a lot lately. And what we've been seeing is sometimes the middle burner, we've seen a general increase in the lower burner, but the last few weeks the upper burner has been by far the dominant thing. Okay, anyone else want to vote? Okay, we've got the upper burner and the middle burner as being by far the most dominant. Don't worry if you voted for the lower burner, though, we will definitely cover that. Okay, whoa, okay, very dramatic indeed, very dramatic. The upper burner's just chilled out a little bit, and the middle burner's come up a bit from last week, which probably indicates a bit more stagnation in the middle burner there, stagnation that can block off the connection between the lower and the upper burner. Okay, we better get to it and get ourselves sorted out as much as possible. Okay, so the only other thing I just want to check, because I think this is very important as well, is I'm going to run the burner poll, the zone poll. So I'll just remind you of the zones. That's these polyvagal zones. We've had again a little bit of an increase in people going into the blue zone over the last few months. So again, that could be connected with this feeling of heaviness and sinking down. But let's find out. Okay, so do you think you're in the green zone? Basically socially gauged, everything is kind of fine, or are you under a bit of stress? So you're in the red zone where you're getting a bit of frustration, maybe a worry, or maybe you're starting to edge into that blue zone, okay, where you start feeling a bit depressed and you feel more helpless and kind of shutting down. Let's just find out, because that's again very important in terms of how we do the exercises. So which zone are you in? Okay, and there are possibilities of mixtures. So if you're in the green and the red, or the blue, red and the blue, let's just see how we're doing. Okay, now this is again a bit of a trend. We've had that over the last week now, where those of you who are in the blue zone and going between the red and the blue zone has definitely increased. And I map that directly to this heavy feeling. So we're going to try and lighten everything up today. We're going to try and, we'll have to use the gate of hope technique. We'll try and get more of a connection with the heavens. We're just going to lift everything up a bit and give the whole kind of vibe a bit more of a positive feeling. Thank you so much for voting for that. That's a significant increase in those of you who are going into the blue zone. And that's something we really want to look after. If you do really feel very desperate when you get in the blue zone, there's no shame in that at all. It's just your nervous system. It's a very primitive part of the nervous system that starts to shut us down if we're under threat. And you really should get help if you do feel really bad. You're in the blue zone more of the time. You need to get one-to-one help. Either contact us at the Shiatsu Center or get in touch with your doctor or counsellor, okay, because you really need to be looked after. Okay, we're going to do our best in the next hour to look after everyone. So here we go. Right. So let's go. So if you'd like to find some space to work with, it's getting nice and warm in here, so I'm going to take this jacket off. Have a quick drink of water. Always keep that nearby. Okay, excellent. So let's start off just tuning into our energy again. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake out any tension in the body to start with. So we're going to do some shaking. It's really important, particularly for those of you that are feeling really heavy. You're probably feeling quite a lot of stagnation, especially if you've got the middle and the upper burner stagnated. So we want to shake that out. If you're floating up too much, when you're shaking, try and shake down into the earth. Okay. So let's start off with the highest joint in the body, which is the jaw. And we're just going to go, relaxing the jaw and just shaking our whole body a bit. Okay, shaking from the jaw. And now bring that into the neck. So we're relaxing the neck. Okay, down into the neck and in the shoulders. Okay, just now imagine you've got an egg underneath your armpit, quite a large egg, and we're going to shake. That gives a bit of space. That's a Qi Gong trick for opening up the shoulder joint. So we're shaking the shoulders, opening up all the joints all the way down the arms. Okay, very good. So now we're going to work on the upper heater, and we're going to get those ribs moving. So keeping the jaw relaxing, the throat relaxing, the shoulders and the arms relaxed. And we're just going to get that upper body, that whole rib cage. So what I'm doing is I'm moving like this here to get the ribs moving between the sternum and the thoracic spine. Just get those ribs really moving. Obviously good for the upper burner, but also once we get the ribs moving, we can start concentrating on releasing the diaphragm. Okay, so we're going to just wiggle about a bit, shake it down. Very good. We're going to get down a bit further. Let's relax the whole abdominal areas. We're shaking those abdominal organs about a bit. They all float around in the abdominal cavity, and we need to get them moving about so there's no adhesions or anything. Shaking the rib cage, jiggling and moving about the internal organs. Yeah. And we're going to relax the hips now. And down through the knees, down into the feet. And now all over, so right from the jaw all the way down, down. Okay, so if you find yourself going into the blue zone, it's a really good idea to shake your body as much as you can. It's a natural way that the body activates and gets out the freeze state. Because once you start moving to the blue zone, you're going to start feeling like you don't want to do anything and everything's kind of frozen up. And you actually feel a lot better from moving, and shaking is one of the best ways. If you're going into the red zone, again, shaking is very good because what it does is it releases any tension if you go into that fight and flight movement. So it's really useful exercise to do. If you don't do anything else, I recommend just 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of just shaking all the way through your body every day. If you don't do any other form of exercise, okay? Okay, very good. So that's the shaking. So make sure everything's shaking out. Okay, checking in again to see whether we feel heavy or light. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and bounce that out right the way through the session today. So let's get aware of that imaginary thread from the top of the head, lifting our body up. Okay, we're going to emphasize that relaxing the shoulders, getting the head floating. We're going to relax the base of our cranium. Feel the weight of the sacrum here, putting down, and imagine that like a pendulum, you know, hanging down. So the whole spine's just relaxing and opening up. Head's floating up, and the pendulum, the sacrum is like a pendulum hanging down, relaxing the hips. We're softening the hips here. So this is directly down. Got it? Okay. Okay, now how about this? This is a really nice exercise, really good for balancing out heaven and earth. We're going to imagine that that pendulum is being swung around in a circle, and that sacrum, our sacrum, the coccyx right at the bottom of the sacrum, is going to describe a circle. Okay? So I'm imagining it's going round like this, and I'm actually moving like this in a circle. That's it. Very good. Okay, nice, isn't it? You have to relax the hips. Keep that thread lifting you up. That's it. And then we can make it small. That's it. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Making it bigger. Yeah, and then it's more moving. And then we can make it smaller again. We're keeping that tension on the top of the head all the time. Okay, so now we're going to go back the other way. So we're going to go the other way. Anti-clockwise. Making it bigger. Okay, very good. Then making it smaller again. Excellent, just a bit of a shake. Okay, and that's got that nice, we've established that nice connection with the heavens. Okay, now we've got mainly middle and upper burner today, and we mainly want to concentrate on getting ourselves aligned and, if anything, not too heavy, okay? But we do need to start off with the lower burner because that's the foundation of the other burners. So let's spend a little bit of time making sure there's a few important things going on. And one of those is the breathing. Our breathing is not too high in the body. Okay, so we're going to place our hand over the dantian. That's the place just below the navel. Just take a few deep breaths in. And then breathing out. What we want to do is keep all this really relaxed, feel the breath coming in, and imagine the breath is collecting between the front and back of our body. So let's do a few breaths doing that. Keep the shoulders really relaxed and keeping that head top connected upwards towards the heavens. Very nice. Okay, very good. Okay, now if you voted for being too up, your energy too up, you want to relax the hips, get that energy down into the earth and keep the breathing coming into here, into the lower dantian. Okay, if you're the half of the group voted for being too heavy, as you breathe, what we're going to do is open up the whole of this connection here and imagine the breath coming from above you. Keep that head floating up. So even when you're doing the breathing down into the lower dantian, you're emphasizing that upward movement in your energy. Okay, so you can adjust this for exactly what you need. Okay, either floating up and anchoring it here, or if you need to go down, bring the breath down and anchor it down through the legs. Okay, and as you start to get equilibrium, as we start to get more of an equilibrium between the two, then we can just centralize the breath, keep the breath coming in, and just balance out that feeling of connecting with the earth and connecting with the heavens. There we are, very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, we're getting there. So now we're going to energize the lower dantian. Okay, and again, as we do this, just check the head top, check the connection with the earth. Very good. Okay, now if you've got enough flexibility in your shoulders to be able to work bladder 23, that's this point on the back here, the Kitty U point, remember that one? We can shift that. If you've got tension in the shoulders, though, just keep doing this and just imagine the energy from the breath going into this whole lower area. Okay, now as we're doing it, just check your head top, check your connection with the earth, freeing up the whole spine all the way from the head top down into the sacrum. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now let's strengthen up the lower back. And the reason we want to do this is if you're going down too much like this, you're too heavy, you need to have a really strong lower back in order for the spine to be held upright. And if you're too high up and you want to go down, again, you need this to be strong to connect down through the legs. So let's do this all together and see what change we can make together on it. We're going to work the kidney and bladder channels. They directly connect with the lower burner. So shall we start off with the feet? I think we shall. So I'm just going to lower this down a bit so you can see me working on my feet. So you can do it on a chair or sitting on a mat or whatever's easier. And we're going to just get the feet energized first. This is the beginning of the kidney channel. It runs right up, if you remember, up the leg and into the lower burner. So we're going to energize this first. Even if you're feeling a bit heavy, you need to get this channel strong because it's the foundation of moving upwards. If you're feeling too far up, you need to be able to open it to connect down into the earth. So let's do it. Here we are. This is close up of my kidney 1 there. Okay, I'm pressing into kidney 1, opening up the whole foot. And working round through to kidney 3, which is just to here, if you remember, this point here. And we're going to pick that up when we do the doing on the legs. Okay. Very good. Okay, a little bit cold this morning. I'll put my sock back on. It's a bit cold in here this morning. There we are. I'm going to do the other foot. So opening up kidney 1. Giving it a good tap. Very good. Okay, opening up. Okay, good. Put my sock back on. And let's just stand up again and see what's happened. Very good. Okay, I always like this working kidney 1 because look what a difference it makes to how we're feeling on the earth. If you're feeling too giddy, okay, you'll immediately feel the effects because kidney 1 is basically relaxes the mind and brings energy down into the feet. If you're feeling too heavy though, feel that energy from the earth going up into the lower back and allow it to support the spine and give you that strength to be able to just let the head float up. Have you got it? Okay, let's give that channel a bit of a boost. We're going to work the kidney channel. We're going to connect up from kidney 1 into the lower heater. And we're going to connect from the lower back down into criminal mountain down there behind the ankle to give yourself a feeling of really being supported. So rubbing your hands together. Remember where kidney 3 is, it's just on the inside of the ankle. We're going to pick it up there and we're going to tap up the kidney channel, which is right at the back inside of the legs. Remember these points here underneath now the back of the knee. I'm going to go up into here. We're going to go round onto the sacrum and then down here. Remember this point here, bladder 36? We're going to go down the back of the legs, into the back of the knees, and then down into the back of the outside of the ankle there. Okay? And then we can go back around again and start all over again for the second pass. And round and down. Okay, and then round and up. Okay, and then the third pass down. Down the back of the legs, and then for the third pass again picking it up on kidney 3, we go up and round. Okay, very good. So energized our lower burner. Let's see what that feels like. Okay, we're going to stand again. How about that? Not bad, eh? Can you feel that tingling down the legs? Feet are open. There's more of a solid feeling here. So now we can move on to the middle burner. Now we've got quite a lot of people voting middle burner at the moment, and we've got quite a lot of people voting for being too heavy. And that combination is usually due to stagnation in the middle burner that stops the spine extending out and giving this feeling of lightness. So we're going to need to lighten up this middle burner, open it out and relax it. And we've got the tools to do that. We've got our famous twisting exercise. So let's start off with that and really start freeing up this area. We're going to float the head up and feel the connection with the earth. Keep the spine completely free and then just start turning it gently at first. As we go into the twist, what we're going to do is we're going to tune to this middle burner and we're going to allow it to just open up and release. And if it's really feeling blocked around here, you can do quite a strong twist, and then you can do the slapping thing where you slap onto the sides of the body. Very good. Okay, so I'm floating that head up, twisting it round and tapping the sides there. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now we need to use the channels on the legs to release the middle burner. We've got the stomach and spleen at the front of the legs. We've got the liver and the gallbladder on the inside and outside of the legs. Okay, remember that? So let's do a cycle around the stomach and spleen. So we're going to just do this exercise to start with. This is a spleen exercise, Qi Gong, healing Qi Gong exercise. We make circles just around the navel, like this, and then we can extend it around so that it's kind of like basically stimulating the intestines. Okay, so you come into the middle, keeping the shoulders really relaxed. Very good for moving energy in the middle burner, this exercise. Connects up the intestines. It works on the small intestine, which is right here. Okay. And then as we go around here, this bit, what you're doing is massaging the liver and the stomach. Okay. Really nice exercise. If you're getting any digestive issues, or maybe you're getting some kind of anxiety that hits into the stomach, this is a really good exercise for relaxing the whole digestive system, especially if we can connect it to the channels. Okay, so let's just tune into our middle burner, and we're going to go down the stomach channel and up the spleen. Okay, the two paired meridians on the front of the legs. So let's try that. We're going to tap just from around here. This is the stomach channel. It runs just outside the navel. It goes down here, and then it goes onto the legs. As we're doing this, we are going to concentrate on feeling a connection between the middle burner and the stomach channel. Okay, now here's a really useful hint if you're feeling too heavy or too light. The stomach channel encourages descending chi in the body. Okay, so if you're too giddy, you want to really concentrate on the stomach channel. It brings energy down the body. And for those half of the group that are feeling really heavy, I've got a really good tip coming up, okay, which is to stimulate the spleen channel. And I'll show you what I mean. If we come down here into the stomach, okay, we're going to concentrate on the spleen channel. And what we're going to do is imagine energy coming up from the earth upwards, because the spleen channel is responsible for holding everything up in the body, and it creates lightness in the body. Okay, and that's what we need. At least the half of us in the group that need it. So as we're going up the spleen channel, we're going up the inside leg, inside front of the leg. And you really want to stimulate that channel, providing lightness in the body, okay? And then we can descend the chi. This is the way we're descending chi or ki in the body with the stomach. And then this is lightening and bringing energy up. So you can adapt this exercise for your own needs. Concentrate on the one that you need the most. Okay, one more podcast. Very good. Okay, here we go. This is the spleen channel. Let's make sure we do a really good job of this one. The inside. And it goes up and into the side of the body underneath the armpits here. Okay, let's check in, shall we? Okay. Now, can you feel that feeling on the front of the legs going up into the middle burner? It has a lightening effect. If you are one of those, the half of the group that's feeling a bit more feeling heavy, you'll feel that opening up this, and you'll feel it kind of supporting your energy as we go upwards. One of the best tips for the middle burner. Okay, so now it's time for the liver and the gallbladder. Remember that one? So we're going to go down the gallbladder channel. This affects also the middle burner. And if you're feeling a bit frustrated and angry, this is the channel for you because it's connected to the frustration and things like that, anger, liver and gallbladder. So we go down the outside. Okay, we go up, inside, and we go up to the side here, liver 13, and up to liver 14. Remember this? This is the connection, the gate of hope. Okay, and again, if you're feeling congested here and kind of rather depressed and low, then this will lift up your hopes, open up liver 13 and liver 14. So there's 2 hints there that we can use to lighten everything up. We go down, up the liver channel, liver 13, liver 14, 13 and 14. Gate of hope. One more time. Go up. Liver 13, liver 14. 13, which is right by the floating rib, remember, up until just below the nipple here, liver 14. Oh, marvellous. Okay, we're brushing off. Okay, so that should have made quite a bit of difference. Let's tune in. Nice. Can you feel that? Substantial feeling here, much freer here, and definitely a feeling more of connection between heaven and earth. If you're feeling heavy, that'll definitely bring up a feeling of lightness in the middle burner. Excellent. Okay, well done. So the next thing now is for us to sort out the upper burner. And again, that's really important. And one of the main things that we need to do is we basically need to open up the lungs, because that's really to do with positivity, and this can happen if you're feeling heavy, feeling kind of low and depressed. This is the characteristic body positioning. Okay, and what happens is it closes off lung 1. So let's do a special on lung 1 going down into the lung channel today. Get some air into our bodies and feel our connection with the air above us. So let's start. Lung 1, just give you a close up here, right into here, lung 1. And we're going down towards the thumb. Very good. Okay, all the way down to the thumb, tapping with dough in and just stroking down the other side. And if you like, you can make some noises. Oh, if you've got neighbours, oh, got no neighbours to worry about. Oh, and then you can go down here and just help to loosen up the lungs with the sound. So go down. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, let's do some lovely lung stretches now. This is a really good stretch for the lung. It's a natural yawn position, but we can extend it into a stretch by breathing in and breathing out. So I'm stretching up and back like this, opening up this whole chest area. And if you stretch up to the thumb, you'll feel that stretch all the way from the chest into the thumb. Okay, and that's the lung channel. Okay, and it's just one simple step from this movement to move into the Makaho exercise or the stretching exercise for the lungs. So we bring this back, round, link the thumbs, breathe in, breathe out, and just gently move forwards and bring the arms up, pointing the first finger up towards the ceiling. Yeah, breathing out. Open up the front of the shoulders here. Open up all this. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, excellent. Bit of a shake. That's more like it. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so now the only thing left now, the upper burner, is of course the heart, pericardium, and we've got this exercise here, remember, stretching out this way. So let's do this one first of all, breathing in and breathing out. Stretch towards the middle finger. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. That's it. Good. Okay, so let's just do some tapping down the pericardium channel. So we're going to go down the inside of the arm. And so we're linking it with the upper burner here. Now, a lot of you are feeling congestion or weakness in the upper burner. So let's get that really opened out, working down the middle of the inside of the arm down to the middle finger. This is the pericardium channel. Links directly into the heart through connective tissue connections. And again, it's going to be really good for lightening the mood and opening up the mood. Might be worth just mentioning palace of anxiety. Remember that point? That's this point here. It's just between the first and second metacarpal bones that go here. It's not quite in the center, it's slightly over there. And that's a really useful point for calming the spirits, for increasing positivity and reducing anxiety. So remember that point, and if you want a hint on how to press it, we've done this arm, so we're going to just activate the point. You just hold it, gently hold it, relax your arms and feel the connection down your arm and into the chest. If you do that, gently press in, you may get a sensation of almost like a heaviness or a connection through the arm all the way into the chest, and then you know you've activated the point. You can do it with the breath, so it's breathing in, breathing out, relaxing the chest, relaxing the whole upper body. Okay, let's do the other arm. So we're going to tap down. Again, we're feeling that connection from the chest all the way down. Once we've opened the channel up, it's very easy to activate the point now. We're going to point, again, press into that point. Feel the connection all the way up the arm. Nice deep breaths. And relaxing the whole upper heater. Okay, just a quick stretch for the heart channel, prayer position, breathing in, and then very slowly breathing out, opening the armpits, and opening the heart channel, connecting all the way deep into the upper heater again. Just do it again, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, and breathing out. Very good. Okay, so let's just give it a shake and let's just check in again now. Okay, very good. Can you feel that? Got much more space here. This is relaxed, more substantial here, and we've got this feeling of connection with the earth and with the heavens. Okay, excellent. It must be time for point of the week. So let me just get the slides up and I'll flick through till I can find it. It's exciting week this week because it's the first week of the gallbladder channel, which is part of the wood element. Remember that? We've done the whole water element. We're halfway through the wood element. So this is where we are now. We're on gallbladder 1, which is the 10th of March. We've only got a few more weeks left and we'll be into another element. Amazing, isn't it? And here it is. It's Tong Ziliao and it's gallbladder 1. And it's the start of one of the longest channels in the body. We're going to follow that channel all the way down to the feet in the next few weeks. It's a great point for the eyes. In fact, it's used for all kinds of things like pain in the eyes, swelling, redness and itching of the eyes. It's super easy to find. You just simply go to the corner of your eye. You go out, as you can see in the picture, you can feel this bone here and it's just behind the bone, right on the side of the head near the eyes. Okay, so it's just literally, I'm just round from the bone there, and it's called pupil crevice. In fact, if I take the picture off, I'll show you. So you go from your eyes here, round to the outside. It's just here on the temple there, okay? So what we can do is we'll just do a little exercise for this. I'll show you how to press it on yourself. A good idea to rub your hands together. First of all, connect in with the eyes by placing our palms right over our eyes. Okay. And then we can warm up the whole area by just gently pressing all around the sides of the head. Okay. And then if you just take your fingertips, find the point just around the outside of this bone here. Okay. And this is the best way to activate the point, is to close your eyes and relax your body and see if you can feel a connection between the two fingertips. Okay. Now, if you relax and imagine an energy connection between the two fingertips, what usually happens is you get a sensation of the kind of whole eyeball relaxing and opening, and you can feel it right into the whole of the eye there. Have you got it? Okay. So that's how you do it. You don't just kind of press. You need to get that energy connection in, and if you can get that, it's really, really good for tired, red or sore eyes. Okay. And once we've activated them, what we really need to do is start working down the gallbladder channel. So let's do that, because what we're going to do is we're going to get that connection along the side of the head down into the neck. And next week, we're going to be doing another really important point in the gallbladder channel. So let's just do that 3 times. Just going to wipe my eyes for a bit. And then spreading, pressing the side of the body. Excellent for all of us who are spending a lot of time looking at screens, working from home and things like that. Gallbladder 1. Okay, and then we're going to tap along the top of the head just to get that bladder channel activated. I'm sure you remember that. Remember, bladder 1 is the other one for the eyes, so you can use that. We did that a while ago. It's another great point for the eyes. So you can do a little routine for yourself when you're having a break away from your screen. Okay, now listen up. This is another important hint for those of you, for the half of the group who are feeling a bit too heavy. Remember, celestial pillar. That's a really important point for getting your energy connecting upwards. And that's on the back of the neck. I'll just remind you where it is. So we work over the top of the head. We can tap here, around here. This is all very good to do, okay? But we've got bladder 10 celestial pillar is right here, okay? And I would recommend, if you're having problems with connecting upwards, that you really work this point with the thumbs or the fingertips like this. And make sure that this whole area is released as much as you can as you're working around. And you'll really notice the difference when we stand up again and we work the we work down the whole channel. When we stand up again, you'll feel, after having worked celestial pillar, that it holds up the head and allows it to release and float upwards much more easily. Okay, so now we've done the 3 burners. It's time to work the yang channels. We've done the bladder, we've done the gallbladder, so let's just work the stomach channel. Let's just work some of these points around the face. Remember, they go again down from the eyes like this, underneath the cheekbones, around to the ear, and around the jaw. Excellent. Okay, and now we're going to work down the front of the neck. This is where the stomach channel runs, by the way. The stomach and the spleen channel run through the front of the SCM muscles. So by doing that, we've basically cleared all the yang channels out of the head, pretty much. Okay, so now we need to get them down through the body and out. So we've got a few minutes to do that. So let's do that in standing position. Clear the head. So now we need to make sure that we tap the shoulders. And we can tap down the outside of the arms. These are the yang channels of the arms. We're actually doing the whole of the outside of the arms, just for ease. Okay, now as we're doing this, let's make sure we keep that head floating up. Keep the shoulders as relaxed as we can. Keep those feet firmly on the ground. Always reinforcing that heaven and earth connection. Yeah, brushing off. Okay, don't forget your pendulum. Hanging down. Okay, excellent. The other side. This is another really great gallbladder point. We're going to meet that in a couple of weeks' time. It's a really good combination of points for neck problems and headaches and all kinds of things. Okay. So we've got some really good points coming up in the next few weeks of the wood element. And then we're going to be into the next element, which is the fire element. It's another really good point, really good set of points in that element too. Looking forward to that. Okay, very good. Okay, so gallbladder 1 starts here, it goes round, the gallbladder channel runs round here, it runs under the shoulders, it runs down, and we actually already picked it up and worked it when we were working the middle heater. It goes down into the feet. So the only thing we need to do now really to finish off is we really want to be able to release the spine as much as we can using the bladder channel. So we've already done this, we've done the celestial pillar, haven't we? So now let's see how far we can tap down the back. Okay, and then as high up as we can as well, unless you've got a friend or someone in your bubble who can do it for you. That's a great feeling for them to work. If you've got to do it like me, if you're on your own, then we have to go up as high as we can. Sometimes easy to bend forward, tapping as high as we can, just a bit more here. Just about reach it. Okay, very good. Down, and then down the legs. A little bit more in the bladder channel. And then we've already done it in the legs, and then off. Okay, very, very good. Okay, so now I think the best thing we can do now is do some Tai Chi breathing, because we've got everything nicely loosened up. We've got the burners balanced out. We've got the yang channels from the head down the body, nice and released. So let's bring it all together and see if we can balance out this heaven and earth thing. We're going to go through this exercise. This is what it looks like externally. You just literally bring your arms up on the in-breath and down on the out-breath. But we can tweak it depending on how we focus our energy. I'll show you how we can do that. So first of all, let's connect with the earth. Okay. Again, if you're feeling, hopefully you're feeling a lot more balanced now, but if you still feel like you're a little bit up or a little bit down with your energy, then use this to do that final balancing out. Okay, so I'll let you tweak it depending on how you need it. Let's go. So we're going to breathe in, and we're going to first of all connect with the earth. So we're breathing in, thinking down through kidney 1 into the earth, and we are connecting with the earth, and we're allowing the earth's energy to push us up. That's the visualization. So we're breathing in, connecting with the earth, and pushing up. Okay, but all the while we're keeping the spine nice and released. Keep that pendulum hanging down, keep that head floating up. Very good. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. Very good. Connecting with the earth. Okay, here's a hint. If you start feeling really heavy and everything's going down, use the earth's energy to lift you up. I'll show you how to do that. Connect with the earth. And then imagine the energy from the earth coming up through your legs and floating you up by pushing you up. So you're using the weight almost to bounce you back up into the light feeling. Okay. So lightness comes out of the security of the earth. Okay, remember that spleen channel connection we made? Spleen gives you lightness. It's the connection with the earth's energy, a bit like a plant growing up. Okay, very good. So now we're going to switch it and we're going to go light in the body. And we're going to connect with the top of the head. And we're going to float down. Okay, so connecting with the top of the head, floating down, feel light in your body. Float down, let those arms just float up. Very good. Okay, now we're not pushing up from the earth, we're floating up from the head top. Got it? Float up from the head top and feel light in the body. Very good. Floating down, feeling light. Floating up. Okay, floating down. Floating up. Floating down and floating up. Okay, got it? So now we need to combine the yin and the yang, the heavy and the light, to provide that balance. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. We're going to float down from the head top, and we're going to connect with the earth through our feet, and we're going to push upwards, feeling grounded with the earth. Got that? So we're floating down. And we're pushing up. Floating down. And pushing up. Floating down. And pushing up. Got it? Okay, so now we're going to switch that. We're going to sink down into the earth. And float up. Okay, so we feel heavy on the in-breath and light on the out-breath. Feel heavy and feel light. Okay, excellent. And now we're just going to combine everything together. And we're going to just breathe in. 3 breaths, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Okay, excellent. Very good. So now we're just going to shake out. We're going to tune in again. And just remember how you felt an hour ago. Remember the drawing that you did an hour ago. Remember this. Remember if you felt heavy or light, and just see how much change that we've managed to create just in just 50 minutes of exercising. Okay, so we're just going to stand, scan through our body, and just feel that connection between heaven and earth. Okay, excellent. Well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I really needed that today. So let's quickly run the poll, see how you are now, see if anyone's had a reaction. Do you feel more balanced, about the same, or less balanced? Have you had a reaction? Let's see how we're doing. Hopefully it's been really useful. If you definitely are feeling, that you need it, then replay it and maybe do some of the exercises throughout the week. Every week we try and adjust them to your needs, especially if you start getting into the blue zone. Then please make sure that you contact a medical practitioner, get in touch with us at the Shiatsu Center, or connect with your doctor, okay, because you need to help when it gets like that. Okay, but well done for everyone for sticking with the classes. It's really helped, I think, all of us to be able to meet up once a week. And thank you, Dinah, for doing the chat. As active as ever. I'm just going to put a big heart in the chat myself.
Very quickly,
just to thank you all for turning
Heidi wanted to know exactly, could you revisit the point? Just point at it.
Oh, okay.
And also to any of my clients who are here, I'm going back to hands-on treatments from the last week of March the 30th. So you're welcome to book in online from now.
Right, great. And I've got my jab next week, so I'm going to be inoculated very soon. So if you're just worried about coming in, if you're starting to get your inoculations in the UK, then please book in. Okay, so lots of thank yous from the chat. It's our pleasure to do it. This is where the point is. Can you see that? It's just outside of the bone of the eye there. It's called pupil crevice. But the way to press it is to use very light pressure and just put the energy in. I had a client, I learned how to do that from a client I had who was partially blind, and she had constant pain in the eyes. And the only thing that would stop the pain actually was this technique. And I used to spend a lot of the session just holding this point, zapping the chi between my fingertips. And you can really feel it going into the eyes. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Yeah.